Hello everyone, good morning. Today we are going to learn about the chapter number 3. Chapter number 3 is current electricity. So read the question number 1. Two wires of same material having lengths and radius in the ratio of 3 raised 4 and 3 raised 2 respectively. So two wires of same material, so resistivity is same for both the material, and the radius are in ratio R1 and R1 raised R2 is equal to 3 by 4, having length and radius in the ratio. So ratio of radius is 3 raised 2 and radius of length is 3 raised 4, connected in parallel with the potential of source of 6 volt. So both wire are connected. So wire having resistance R1 and R2 are connected parallel with the source of 6 volt supply. The ratio of the current flowing through them is, consider the current I1 is flowing through R1 and I2 is flowing through R2. Both are in parallel, so the potential difference between their points, between their two ends are similar. So potential difference V is equal to I into R. So I1 by I2 is equal to, now write down, R is equal to rho L1 by A and R2 is equal to rho L2 by A. Rho is same for both, so that get cancel. So I1 by I2, that is equal to L2 by A2 into A1 by L1. So L2 by L1 into A1 by A2. So cross section area, now cross section area of wire is pi R1 square by pi R2 square. So pi gets cancelled. L2 by L1 is equal to what? 4 by 3, and R1 by R2 is equal to what? 3 by 4. So 3 by 4 square means 9 by 3 by 2 square means 9 by 4. So 4 gets cancelled. 3 is the answer. Ratio of I1 raised I2 is 3 raised 1. C is our answer. Question number 2. A voltmeter of very high resistance is joined in the circuit as shown in figure. The voltage shown by the voltmeter will be. The voltmeter is connected at the two terminals of 6 ohm. So whatever the voltage at the two terminals of 6 ohm that appears in the voltmeter. So to find the potential at these 2 points, potential difference between these 2 points, you should know the current flowing through that 2 points. So consider the current I is flowing through this point and that comes here. This 8 ohms are in parallel, so that becomes 4 ohm. Equivalent of 8 and parallel becomes 4 ohm. So current I is flowing through this two resistor. Equivalent R of 6 and 4 is series, so 10 ohm. So current I is equal to V by R. So voltage is 10 volt and resistance is 10 ohm. So 1 ampere current is flowing through this circuit. So the potential difference between 2 points A and B is equal to I into R. Current flowing through this between A and B is 1 ampere and resistance is 6 ohm. So 6 volt is the potential difference between 2 points A and B. So A is our answer. Two wires of equal length. So lengths are equal for both the wires. LL and equal diameter, so cross section area is also same for both the wires. Having resistivity rho 1 and rho 2 are connected in series. If both wires are connected in series, then the total length becomes twice L, but the cross section remains same A. So equivalent resistivity of the combination is, we know the formula for equivalent resistance. In series the equivalent resistance is R1 plus R2. So resistance is equal to rho equivalent into length of equivalent wire is 2L divided by cross section area A. resistance of first wire is rho 1 L by A and resistance of second wire is rho 2 L by A. So multiply with A, so A cancel and L cancel. So 2 rho equivalent is equal to rho 1 plus rho 2. So rho equivalent is equal to rho 1 plus rho 2 by 2. So this is the equivalent resistivity. Most important question. In above circuit, if current through 10 ohm is 2.5 ampere, then the value of R is what? In the given circuit, current flowing through 10 ohm is given, I is equal to 2.5 ampere. Consider the current flowing through this 40 ohm. The current is coming from the positive terminal of battery, that is equal to I, that gets divided here I1 and I2. This I1 is equal to 2.5 ampere. Then what is the I2? This both are in parallel, so in parallel the potential difference between the two terminals of them are same. So potential difference V is equal to I into R. So I1 into R 10 and I2 into R 40. So I2 is equal to I1 into 10 by 40. I1 is equal to 2.5 into 10 by 40. So 0 0 cancel. 2.5 by 4 is answer. Now what is the total I? So total I is equal to I1 plus I2. So because I is divided into I1 and I2. So 2.5 plus 2.5 by 4. So to take 2.5 common, 1 plus 1 by 4. So that is equal to 5 by 4. So 5 into 25 by 10 divided by 4. So 125 divided by 10 divided by 4. This is the current flowing through this circuit. Then what is the value of R? Now this 50 volt is get divided here and here between points AB and BC, because this 50 volt is applied between C and A. So 50 volt is equal to what the potential difference between AB and BC. The potential difference between BC is equal to potential at this 10 ohm. So that is equal to I into R, 2.5 ampere current and 10 ohm is the resistance. So that is equal to 25 volt. So potential difference between A and B is equal to 50 minus 25, so 25 volt. So here the potential difference is 25 volt. Then potential difference between AB is equal to what? Current flowing through that. Current flowing through that is equal to I, and the resistance at between AB is what? R, that is equal to 25. So R is equal to 25 by I, and I is equal to 125 divided by 40. So that is equal to 25 divided by 125 into 40. So 25 5s are 40 by 5 means 8 ohm is our answer. Given quantity of water boiled by an electric heater in 5 minutes. If the supply voltage of heater reduces to half, then time taken to boil the same quantity of water will be. To boil the water, we required H amount of heat, that is equal to I square into RT. Here, the supply voltage, relation of supply voltage is given. So consider this I is equal to V by R. I is equal to V by R. So this formula becomes V square by R into T. So this heat is proportional to V square into T. The heater remain constant for both the cases. So resistance of heater is constant for both the cases. So as H is proportional to V square into T. So H1 by H2 is equal to V1 square into T1, or you can say that amount of heat required to boil the water is same because the quantity of water is same for both the case. So V1 square T1 is equal to V2 square T2. So T2 is equal to V1 square T1 by V2 square. Now the potential in the second case, reduces to half, so V2 is equal to V1 by 2 whole square. So V1 square into T1 divided by V1 square divided by 4, so it is 4T1, it is 4T1. So 4 into time T1 is equal to 5 minutes, so 5 4s are 20 minutes is our answer. So B, 20 minutes is our answer. Question number 6. When the temperature of a conductor increases, the ratio of conductivity and resistivity. Remember this topic, the resistivity of conductor will increase with temperature. The resistivity of semiconductor, this is for conductor, remember, this is for semiconductor. The resistivity of semiconductor is decreases with temperature. And for nichrome, one alloy, nichrome, it is linearly increased with temperature. And the conductivity is inverse of resistivity. Then what here they asked, when the temperature of conductor increases, if the temperature of conductor increases, then resistivity increases. If the resistivity increases, then conductivity decreases. The ratio of conductivity by resistivity, conductivity by resistivity. Conductivity decreases and resistivity increases. If you decrease the numerator, answer will decrease. If you increase the denominator, answer will increase. So ratio of sigma by Q will increase finally. So answer is increase with temperature. Sorry, here one mistake. If you decrease the numerator, answer will decrease, and if you increase the denominator, answer will decrease. So answer will decrease, not increase. Answer will decrease. You are given 10 resistors each of 2 ohm. Number of resistors are 10 ohm. And resistor value of resistance is 2 ohm. First they are connected to obtain possible maximum resistance. When you connect all the resistance in series, then you will get the equivalent resistance is NR, N into R. That is maximum. And when you connected all the resistance are in parallel, then you get the resistance equal to R by N, that is minimum value of resistance, equivalent value of resistance. When they are connected to obtain the possible maximum resistance is equal to N into R. Then they are connected to obtain minimum. First they are connected to obtain the possible value of minimum resistance. For minimum value the resistance is R by N, and for maximum it is N into R. The ratio of maximum to minimum, so R max by R minimum, that is equal to NR divided by R by N. So R get cancelled, it is N square. So number of resistance are 10, so 10 square, that is equal to 100. Next question 8. In the network shown in figure, the equivalent resistance between point X and Y will be, the value of resistance is 2 ohm. This network is given. This point is X, so this point is also X because wire is connected between them, and this point is also become X because wire is connected between them. This point is Y, so this point is also Y, and this point is also Y because wire is connected between them. Consider this point as Z, so this point is Z, so this point is also there Z because both are connected with wire. Now we have to find the equivalent resistance between X and Y, so keep the other point Z beside of these 2 points. This 2 ohm is connected between X and Z. This 2 ohm is connected between X and Z. This 2 ohm is connected between X and Y. This 2 ohm is connected between Y and Z. And this 2 ohm is also connected between Y and Z. So this 2 and 2 are in parallel, so it becomes 1 ohm. This 2 and 2 ohm are also in parallel, so it becomes 1 ohm. This 1 ohm and 1 ohm in are series, so it becomes 2 ohm. So both two resistance of 2 ohm are connected in parallel, so equivalent between X and Y is equal to 1 ohm. So 1 ohm is our answer. Question number 9. Kirchhoff junction rule. Junction rule means first law of Kirchhoff. Kirchhoff first law. It is from the law of conservation of charge. जंक्शन रूल मीन्स फर्स्ट लॉ या तो करंट लॉ, ऐसा भी बोल सकते हो, करंट लॉ, फर्स्ट लॉ, जंक्शन रूल. सेकेंड रूल इज फॉर वोल्टेज लॉ. Second is for voltage, so it is voltage law, or you can say that is loop rule. You can apply this in loop, or you can say that is second law, or that is from Kirchhoff's second law is from law of conservation of energy. So you should remember this both term. So the answer for 9th question, Kirchhoff junction rule represent law of conservation of charge, D answer. And the question number 20, the answer of Kirchhoff first law and second law are based on, first law is based on conservation of electric charge and second law is based on conservation of energy. So B is our answer for question number 20. Question number 10. Two resistors are when connected in series, the net resistance is 5 ohm. So R1 plus R2 is equal to 5 ohm. When they are connected in parallel, the net resistance is 1.2. When they are connected parallel, equivalent is multiplication by addition, that is equal to 1.2 ohm. What are these resistance? Check for all the options. If the answer is 2 3, then 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. 2 into 3 6, by 2 plus 3 5, 6 by 5 is equal to 1.4. so this is not our answer. Second option, 1 and 4, 1 plus 4 is equal to 5, 4 into 1 4, divided by 4 plus 1 5, 4 by 5 is equal to 0.8. so this is also not our answer. C, 0.6 plus 0.6, 0.6 and 0.6, 0.6 plus 0.6 is not equal to 5, so this is not our answer. So 1 and 0.2, this is also not our answer. There is some mistake in this option. Again check for 2 and 3. 2 plus 3 is equal to 5 and multiplication by addition, 6 by 5, 6 by 5 means 60 by 12 by 10, so that is equal to 1.2. Okay, so A is our answer. A is our answer. That is my mistake in checking the option A. 11. The current through the wire varies with the time. I is equal to I naught plus alpha t, and I naught is equal to 10 and alpha is equal to 4. The charge that flow across the cross section of the wire in 10 seconds. So I is equal to dq by dt. So I dt is equal to dq. Integrate both sides. Integration of dq, integration of I dt. Integration of dq is dq, and integration of I is 10 plus 40 dt. The limit of time is from in 10 second means 0 to 10 second. Integration of 10 constant, integration of dt is t 0 to 10. 4 constant, integration of t is equal to t square by 2, 0 to 10. So 10 into 10 minus 0 plus 4 by 2, 10 square 100 minus 0 square 0. So 100 plus 4 by 2 into 100 means 50. 200, 400 plus 200, 200 plus 100, 300 coulomb is our answer. So option B is our answer. Option B is our answer for this question. When electric cell is in use, the relation holds. In use means in discharging. In the discharging of cell, the terminal voltage means potential difference between two terminals is equal to E minus IR. In the case of discharging, to charge the cell, you should connect this cell with a source of higher potential than its terminal voltage. Then it gets charged. Whenever it is in charging, the current is going inside from this positive terminal. So how to identify the cell is in discharging condition or in charging condition? You can check from this current direction. Whenever the current coming out from this positive terminal, then it is in discharging condition. Whenever the current is going inside this positive terminal, then it is in charging condition. In the charging condition of cell, the potential difference between two ends of cell is equal to E plus IR. So you should remember the relation. Whenever the cell in use, whenever the cell is in discharging condition, the potential difference is terminal voltage is E minus IR. So E is equal to V plus IR is our answer. So B is our answer. 13th question. Resistivity of material does not depend on. Resistivity of material depends only on the type of material. It is independent of the dimension. So it is not depend on dimension, pressure. Only it is not depend on dimension, right? It is depend on temperature, because the relation between resistivity with temperature is this much. So as you increase the temperature, the resistivity of the conductor will increase, right? The resistance of wire having radius R is R. If new wire is radius 2R is made, then the new new resistance of wire will be what? Whenever you increase the length of wire, then the cross section area will decrease. So why? Because it becoming thin if you increase the length. So at that time you can use this relation, R is equal to rho L by A. If length is varying, then what happen? Then multiply with length in numerator and denominator. Cross section area into length becomes volume. So if you stretch the wire, the volume remain constant, so resistance is directly proportional to length square. And when the cross section is varying, multiply this equation with cross section in numerator and denominator. Length into cross section becomes volume, so resistance is inversely proportional to A square. You can use these two relation to calculate the resistance of new wire. Now you are making the radius double, so new radius is double than R. Radius includes in cross section. Cross section area is equal to pi R square. So pi square R power 4. So it is inversely proportional to R power 4. So resistance is inversely proportional to R power 4. So R2 by R1 is equal to R1 by R2 power 4. So R1 is R and R2 is 2R power 4. So 2R cancel, 2 power 4, 2 to the 4 to the 8 to the 16, 1 by 16. So resistance R2 becomes 1 by 16 times R by 16. J is equal to sigma E represent the scalar form of Ohm's law is R is equal to V by I, and vector form of Ohm's law is J is equal to sigma into V. So this represent Ohm's law. On increasing the temperature of the conductor, the product of resistivity and conductivity. Resistivity increase with temperature and conductivity decrease, so product remain constant. One is increasing, second is decreasing, right? The product remain constant. 17. Resistance of wire is R ohm. It is stretched uniformly till its length becomes 4 times. New length becomes 4 times. And its resistivity is a constant, so resistivity remain constant. It is not depend on dimension. If they ask for resistance, then what happen? The resistance becomes what? The resistance proportional to L square. So new resistance R dash by R is equal to R2 by R1 is equal to L2 by L1 whole square. L2 is equal to 4 L1 by L1 whole square. So 4 square 16. So R2 is equal to 16 into R1. So new resistance becomes 16 times, but the resistivity remain constant. A wire has a non-uniform cross section as shown in figure. A steady current is flowing through it. Then the drift speed of electron will going from A to B is what? Whenever the cross section is uniform in the wire, the current going inside is same as current coming outside. The current flowing through everywhere is constant. Current density is equal to I by A. Cross section is different, so current density is not constant everywhere. Now J is equal to NQ VD. So VD is also depend on J. So J is varying, so VD is also varying. Your J is inversely proportional to A. So write down here, J is directly proportional to VD. So VD is also inversely proportional to A. If you go from A to B, the cross section is increasing. So drift velocity is decreasing. So from going to A to B, the drift velocity decreases is the answer. Sometimes they ask which quantity remain constant for this question. So current is remain constant for non-uniform cross section, but the current density, drift velocity and electric field all are varying with cross section. 19th question. The mobility of electric charge means mobility mu is equal to Vd by E. Mobility means drift velocity per unit electric field. So D is our answer. 21. Whenever 10 resistors each of value 1 by 10 are connected in parallel, then resistance becomes R by N. Value is 1 by 10 and number of resistors are 10. So 1 by 100 is our answer. 22. Question number 22. What should be the value of unknown resistor R so that the equivalent resistance between P and Q is also R? These two are in series, so that becomes 3 plus R. 3 plus R and 10 are in parallel. So resistance of all this network is multiplication by addition. So 30 plus 10R divided by 13 plus R. And this R dash resistance of this network is connected with this series with these 3. So resistance between P and Q, it is equal to 3 plus 30 plus 10R divided by 13 plus R. So that is equal to 13 plus R. 39 plus 3R plus 30 plus 10R. So 69 plus 13R divided by 13 plus R. And resistance between P and Q is also R. So multiply here 13R plus R square, that is equal to 69 plus 13R. 13R cancel. So R square is equal to 69. So R is equal to root 69 is our answer. Root 69 is our answer for this question. Next question, question number 23. Figure shows a part of a closed circuit if the current flowing through it is 2 ampere. Circuit is given. And current flowing through this whole circuit is 2 ampere. What will be the potential difference between A and B? Connect a battery of VA volt here and connect a battery of VB volt here and make common this negative terminal. Apply Kirchhoff rule here. current going inside, so plus minus, here also plus minus. So we are going from this side, first come minus, so write down plus VA, plus, so write down minus resistance 1 by 4, current 2, plus, so write down minus 1, plus, so write down minus resistance 1 by 4, current 2, plus, so write down minus VB is equal to 0. Potential difference between VA and VB means VA minus VB. So this is equal to 1 by 2, this is equal to also 1 by 2. Minus 1 by 2, minus 1 by 2, minus 1, minus 1, minus 1, minus 2. Take right side, so plus 2 is our answer. Plus 2 volt, A is our answer. So practice all this question by yourself and try some another questions also from whatever the book you have